Yo. There we go.
All right, Paul, there you go. We got you a little bit of your Mighty Oregon theme song for your nice big win over the USC Trojans. And that's about as good as you're going to get for Oregon in this show right now. So we're going to kick the show off with just basically, I don't know how else to say it, but I put it down in this kind of perfect wording over here. Dan Lanning is a turd. All right, no other way I could say it. I mean, you finally play a ranked team and win, and you have the nerve to call out the SEC for not even all the teams taking a week off, being that Boomer had to play a ranked game against Missouri, right? And some of the other SEC teams, Texas played another SEC team, and a couple of them had, some cupcakes on their schedule, which is basically what every team in the Big Ten has on their schedule if you're not playing one of the top 4 teams, it seems like.
Coach.
So I don't understand where he gets off bad-mouthing anybody, especially at the time before that. You don't have a win against a ranked team. I don't know. I just think it's very, little Bush League. What do you guys? What's your thoughts on this?
First of all, I think we.
Coach, I got a little stat for you right now.
But we got to introduce our guest here. We got to the audience. We have a guy here on the show, man. Let's be honest. This is Will Walsh. This is a big time guy. Just a little round of applause for Will. Being on the show, our first official guest here. So Will, what do you got for us, dude?
Honored. Thank you guys for having me on the show. So before this Oregon win over USC, Georgia had more ranked wins than Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana. Well, how is he gonna come out and say this kind of stuff? Like, if you're playing for him, if you're like in the locker room, you're like, what is this dude saying? I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I got
first
one
off,
quick thing, and
you guys can go, and then
I'll gonna be looking for cover in a second, but because he's a little bit outnumbered here. If we're gonna sit back and we're gonna say the top teams in the Big Ten, right? Who are they? Is it Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon for the most part in terms of like all right, so I'm going to read to you. I'll rattle this off quick as could be. I'll start with Ohio State, number 1 team. Their biggest win of the season is a 14-7 home win over Texas. And then if we want to use the word cupcakes and strength of schedule and all this other stuff, let me just rip through who they played. Grambling State, Ohio, Washington, Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin, Penn State, the terrifying Purdue, UCLA, and Rutgers. I'm going to move on to Indiana. Key wins. Oregon and Iowa, their other wins. Remember, cupcakes. Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, Illinois, Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, Penn State, and Wisconsin. They finish up the season once again with the dangerous Purdue. And now on to the Oregon Ducks. You have their key wins of the season. This is what they're hanging their ranking on right now, is a win over USC and a win over Iowa. The only real team with a pulse, if we're being honest, was a home loss to Indiana. And we're going to use the words I'm just using Dan Lanning's own verbiage. Oklahoma State, Northwestern, Oregon State, Penn State, Rutgers, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. And they started off the year, are you fucking kidding me, Dan Lanning? Montana State. Maul, I feel like you got to apologize on behalf of Dan Lanning's stupid comments.
Yeah, it was a bad comment, but at the end of the day, I mean, Dan the man, guy's an absolute wagon. He's bringing home a natty within 2 to 3 years. Can guarantee it. I mean, before his post game.
All you Oregon fans just speak out of your behind.
His post game comment was terrible, but the pregame speech I'm running through a wall, and I'm running back through the wall, and then I'm running back through the wall, and I'm going to kill somebody. Because when you come out here and you're talking about how Lionheart's not going to be there, Reggie Bush ain't going to be there, and then you come back and say, why are we wearing black? We're going to a UNC Trojan funeral. I mean,
Is USC really a threat? Is anybody really terrified of USC?
No.
That's my point. And
That's
again,
fine. That's fine. Well, tell the Big Ten teams to pull out some money and tell them to start putting it towards their programs.
Malt, that's not my point to you. Is he called out specifically the SEC for playing cupcakes when he opened the season with Montana State? If he just went and played USC and kept his mouth shut, no one would have cared.
He was right that week, but every other week, I disagree.
I don't know, dude.
You know me. I'm pro SEC is better than the Big Ten, best teams wise.
I think anybody who is just not being biased would say that this year.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, boys, I couldn't hear anything. So
that's all right, Coach, you're in profile.
All right, good. Still, yes. All right. So you guys have a chance to all bash Malt, all right?
Yeah, do you want to get in on it, or we're good?
Unbelievable.
I took my opening turn. We're gonna go some other breaking news going on right now. UConn's Jim Mora on his way to Colorado State. All right, so good for him. I have a guy that thought would possibly be in the running for some of the some jobs around, some bigger jobs, but I think he's happy, I guess, going to Colorado State. And North Texas, Eric Morris, one of the Mike Leach disciples from Texas Tech. He was a big part of recruiting Patrick Mahomes and developing Mahomes, and then also developing Mestamaker at North Texas from a guy that never started a high school game to one of the leading passers in college football this year. So he's on his way to Oklahoma State to replace Mike Gundy. So those are pretty good hires right there. Going in from last week's games, I talked about Pitt Panthers, and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket game, where I don't understand what happened watching Pitt get totally destroyed last week by Notre Dame. And then they come out and basically totally destroy Georgia Tech, who a lot of people thought was going to be the ACC member in the playoffs, but I don't think it's going to look like that now, even though they still have an inside track from what it all looks like. But that game was a little bit of a shocker. Georgia Tech did come back, score some points, but Pitt just had an unsurmountable lead going into that. So we don't want to really touch too much on that. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Coach Kite, anything you want to say about your game that you touched on last week?
Well, listen, man, I just feel like BYU, this was a necessary win to get them to stay in line and stay on the inside track for the championship game in the rematch against Texas Tech, and they delivered. I think the offense is just a physical punch-in-the-face offense. They were able to get the run game going, and they took care of business. It was a business, it was like a business trip, and they took care of business. That's for long and short of it.
Yep, got you there. Malt, there we go, man. It's just time to talk about your Big O.
Here we go. I mean, finally got a nice win. Keep the kudos away. I don't want to hear it. They got that. Whatever. They came to play. Nothing you could do. I mean, USC, I figured we were going to win anyway. And it's a big game this week at Washington. Huge game. Little revenge.
Yeah, Oregon is a lot of good things. Put a lot of points up on the board on USC, which it seems like everybody does against the Trojans. And that was at Oregon. So, I mean, it was probably a little bit of little ugly weather. I guess it would be something. What's that?
It was senior night too, so must win.
Yeah, so that's something probably that Lincoln Riley would complain about. Probably of senior night. It was a little it wasn't perfect weather, since he likes to complain about a lot of stuff right now.
He just wants to play 7-on-7.
I know. It seems like that's his new thing now. Whenever he has to do something and his team loses, he complains about something that has no relevance to the game of football. So, I guess I'm still just a bitter Oklahoma fan because I thought he was a real good coach for us. But, hey, he has done absolutely nothing at USC, so best of luck to him going forward. All right, so now here we go. Oh, whoa. First of all, Walsh, is that a Christmas tree in the background? Well, you striking the pose? Well,
he's being very stoic right now.
I know. We'll get back. When Will gets back to us, we'll Walsh, you got us now, man?
Well, you said, Coach, you're lagging out there.
I was wondering if that's a Christmas tree in the background.
Looking at my notes real quick, just getting all my information together.
I love it.
All right, answer the question. Is that a Christmas tree in the background, Walsh?
He's doing it on purpose.
You like it?
I'm gonna start doing that. Oh, yeah, he said you like it. I'm gonna start doing that too when Z gets me pissed off.
Coach, you're
There it
lagging.
is.
I can't hear the question. You're lagging.
All right. I don't know. I think that's you because I think we're all.
You're lagging. You're lagging.
All right. All right. That is a Christmas tree. We have decided, and that is
We've
against
established
rules.
that.
That is a rule against
You're lagging,
against
dude. I
fat
can't hear the
guys.
question.
You can never have a Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving. It's against all fat guys in America. You gotta savor the holiday of eating. I know that's an Italian household, so I have to have a couple of words with Mom about this.
Like, Coach, I came home from college yesterday. What's up, Coach? I don't know what you want me to do.
I'll
Put the
have to
lights
talk-
on.
Text
Put
her,
the
tell her.
lights on.
All right, here we go, baby. Let's get into the fun this week. We got a lot of college football playoff talk, and we're going to talk about the big games that are going to lead up to who's going to make it to the college playoff. There's so many different scenarios, and there's scenarios that could basically throw everything into a big shit show. So we're going to start off with first game is the Egg Bowl going up between Ole Miss, the number 6 ranked Rebels, 10-1, traveling to Stark, Vegas to take on the Mississippi State, Bulldogs. This is going to be a big game. It always is. It's always a tough game, no matter where this is played. This is, there's SEC rivalries. It doesn't matter what the records are. Throw it out. I mean, we've seen that with some of them in the past. This is going to be a really good game. We know Mississippi State can come to play. They're 5-6. They're fighting for bowl eligibility, so they're playing for a lot. All right. What are you guys thinking about this game, man?
I don't think it's honestly. I know this in some of these long-standing SEC rivalry games, you throw the record out the window. In watching Mississippi State, they are, I think, much better than their record shows. But I just think Ole Miss is rolling right now, man. And I just think that they are going to score a lot of points. I don't think Mississippi, I think towards the end of the year in big games and moving forward, you got to have some defense. And I do not think Mississippi State's D is going to be able to slow down Trinidad Chambliss, the Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin. I think they're going to score at will, and it's going to be a tough day for Mississippi State.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that there.
Yeah, I got to agree there.
There you go, Walsh.
I mean, Mississippi State's defense is ranked among one of the worst in college football right now, and the tempo Lane Kiffin's just putting on people is just absurd.
Yep.
It's like,
Yep.
Who's going to stop it?
It's hard, man. Even good defenses, he's scoring points on, and especially with the tempo, man. Look at what he did to Oklahoma. And Oklahoma's a good defense, and they had a hard time with it.
Yep, they are the best defense. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of what Walsh touched on. They come in the 90s.
Yeah, I know.
FBS defense. I mean, they got their first win in the SEC this year against Arkansas in 2 years. And then 2 years ago, they beat Arkansas. So their last 2 SEC wins were against Arkansas. And then later in that year, earlier in that year before they beat Arkansas, they beat LSU, 24th rank in 2023. So they're looking at 3 SEC wins in 2.5 years. So it's going to be a tough
game. This is one of those games that could throw everything into a big quagmire. If the Bulldogs can pull this one off, I mean,
like Mississippi State's defense giving up 35 points a game.
You need something here, Kite. You need something.
I mean, listen, dude. This is my thing. I don't think Mississippi State's going to do it. And listen, if realistically, if Ole Miss loses this game, are they? You really think they're out? I don't think anybody who's ranking this playoffs are going to kick them out for losing this game. I really don't. It's their second, right? It's their second.
There's a lot of scenarios that can happen, and I've been listening to a lot of them all day, and people say it. Like, you just go through all the scenarios, say Ole Miss, and we'll get into it more. Let's get into the end when we get into our talk about the poll. But we just want to touch on that game first because that's the first one on the docket. It's a 12 p.m. game on on Friday. So that's awesome between all the games we got Friday and Saturday this week. So it's going to be some awesome stuff. The next game up is the number 4th ranked 10-1 Georgia Bulldogs at number 16, 9-2 Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Now, this is a game that, listen, we've seen it in the past between these two games. This is a big rivalry. They call it the clean, old-fashioned hate, the 119th renewal of this rivalry. It'll be played in the Falcon Stadium in Atlanta. So this is going to be, it always is a tough game. But the one thing about this that I see coming off is just what Georgia has been like grinding and building into right now. And I think right now, out of all the teams that we've seen, I think they are the one that is peaking at the right time, have done so much. Have basically just, they lost to that Alabama loss earlier. But since then, it's kind of been like they are just priming up for the playoffs, it looks like. So Gunnar Stockton, Haynes King, awesome quarterback battle between these two. Looking forward to watching this one. What are your guys' thoughts on this, man?
I think this is a Will Walsh smash mouth type game where you're gonna have two offenses that want to try and run you over. And, they're both creative at times with their offense, but at the end of the day, when you take away all the, all the window dressings, it's they want to run gap scheme, downhill stuff, down your face. They want to run zone. They want to run north and south, and it's a Blood Tuesday. I just think in the trenches, nasty, high scrap level, Will Walsh type smash mouth game. Which I think Georgia Tech is in terms of just firepower. I think they're going to come up a little bit short. That's just my opinion. There's a slight disparity in the level of competition. And I think that you're going to see Georgia, like you said, Z, they're peaking at the right time. They're nasty. They're tough. And I think they're going to handle business. I really do. But I do think it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, from my side here, I got 3 words for Georgia: talent, consistency, and dominance. I think that's just going to reel them to win. Last week, we saw Haynes King have to throw the ball a little bit in the second half, and it didn't really go too well. We know he wants to tuck it and shove his face mask right in between your chest and break a couple tackles and run in the end zone. So I think Georgia takes it here. I'm pretty sure everyone thinks Georgia takes it here. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, one thing I will say about Georgia, though. Go ahead, Malt.
No, you're good.
One thing about Georgia is, Kirby Smart's so good at when they have momentum, just, keep going. Against Texas, they had momentum, and he went with that onside kick. He knows, bring the momentum through the whole game. So I think that's
foot on your throat, man.
Very good.
Foot on your throat. That's a Blood Tuesday thing, dude.
Pedal to the metal, right? I got that right here, Blood Tuesday.
They're going to go Blood Tuesday, man.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
they're the only team in the country that does it.
You got to remember here, one thing is, talk about Georgia Tech and Haynes King wanting to run the ball. He also has 2,500 yards passing this year. All right, he's got 12 touchdowns through the air as well as almost 900 yards on the ground. So he has done a little bit better with the passing this year. And also last year, between the hedges at Georgia, they took Georgia to 8 overtimes last year. So in the back of Georgia Tech's mind, they are not outclassed. They are not outclassed. This is any type
Revenge
of chance they want to have to get into the playoff. This is it. You have to do this. So they will put them, again, another team at 10-2. Georgia will be at 10-2. Ole Miss, 10-2. And you'll see the scenario I'm going with here as we keep going down to these games. But I also think, we think Georgia's the better team. But again, you never know what can happen in rivalry games. And we almost saw it last year, too. All right, next big game coming up. The number 3. This is going to be Friday night.
Come on, Kite.
The number 3, 11-0, Texas A&M Aggies travel little northeast along Texas to go visit the number 17, 8-3 Texas Longhorns. And it's going to be a 7:30 night game in Austin. What can the Little Horns do here to save themselves? What do you think here, man?
Listen, I don't know who the Little Horns are, but I'll just say the Red River Shootout champions are going to be ready when the Aggies come into Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium. Here's the thing: they're pissed off. They're home underdogs. It's no bueno. And a couple of things here. If we're being honest, all joking aside, Texas A&M is terrifying. They are very like if you had to describe Texas A&M's offense with one word, for me, explosive, right? If I got a second word, it would be balanced. They do everything. They run the ball well. Everything moves through Marcel Reed, right? The guy's a dual threat guy, makes plays with his legs, throws the ball. Casey Concepcion, possibly, in my opinion, maybe the most dynamic player I've seen this year. And their offensive coordinator, Colin Klein finds ways to get this kid. Again, your game plan for this, right? Listen, we're not going to let Casey Concepcion catch an RPO slant and take it 80 yards to the house. Regardless of what anybody's done against them, they have not found a way. They get this kid the ball. Marcel Reed makes plays. He extends plays. The running game, they got several guys. They run the ball well. So, again, they're very good. They're very explosive. They do a lot of things well. They have the ability right now, through 11 games, the Aggies have scored under 30 points once, right? I think it was like they played Auburn. It was, what was it, like 16-10, something like that? They have scored over 40 points 6 times. They are in the country right now. This was a cool stat. They are 12th in the country at 20 plays or 20 or more yards, explosive plays. So, the defense, are they the best defense in the world? They're not the best defense in the world. I want to say since Mike Elko took it over, they're getting after the passer and they're getting sacks.
Better.
They're much improved. Now that I have said all that, they are very good. I tip my cap to them. They are the favorite, right? If you look at the
Ever
SEC,
so slightly.
all I'm going to say is this. If you look at the SEC, and we just went through a whole thing, trash and mall, about how the SEC's strength of schedule, et cetera, I would venture to say if you were to make the weakest schedule you could out of the SEC conference teams, it might be Texas A&M's, right? UTSA, Utah State, Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida, Arkansas, LSU, Missouri, South Carolina, and they've just played Stanford. Their best win, in my opinion, is a win over Notre Dame, which I really don't think they won the game. They were helped out by some brutal no calls. Their offensive line just tackled people the whole game. So I won't harp on that. Texas A&M can only play the teams that are scheduled, that they schedule, and they're undefeated. So it is what it is. It's not really worth harping on. But there you have it. I think that the Longhorns have played Georgia. They have played Oklahoma. They have played Vanderbilt. They played against some killers, right?
Yeah.
The next thing I'll say is this. The offense is extremely reliant upon establishing, or at least attempting to establish, the run game. And then a lot of their big plays, I would say the majority of their big plays are off of RPO, and they are off of play action. That's where they get the big explosive plays. Marcel Reed, I was listening to the Josh Pate show. He had a sicko stat. 73% completion percentage, 16 TDs to 1 INT off of play action RPO game. In just straight dropbacks without any play action or RPO, no window dressing, 55% completion percentage, 9 TDs, 7 INTs. So why is that relevant? Texas has the ability, right? If they do anything good defensively, I think it's stopping the run, and I think they're good at rushing the passer. So what do you need in RPO game, and what do you need in play action game? You need to have a little bit of a run game that's being honored, and you need to have a little time. Those are two things that I think effectively Texas has a chance of stopping. So there we go. Matchup-wise, stylistically-wise, there's Texas's chance. And then the last thing is this, and this is just me being a homer. Arch Manning, in my opinion, has gotten better every week. I know they had an ugly loss against Georgia, and they got their nose smeared in it. I think Arch is much improved. He's 5-0 at home. He's a much different player than when he has to go on the road. I know that's not a good thing, but it's just the reality of it. He's 5-0 at home. And statistically, 2,763 passing yards for Arch to Marcel Reed's 2,752. He's 62.5% to Marcel Reed's 61.8. So they're like right there. 31 TDs versus 31 TDs, 7 INTs for Arch, 8 INTs for Marcel Reed. So stylistically, I know Marcel Reed's this freakazoid, but Arch is right there with him in many categories, a lot of the metrics, and I think they played a significantly more difficult schedule and more game opponents. So here we go. I genuinely feel like, not being a homer, take bias out of the equation, I think the Horns have a big-time chance. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I look at a couple games on the road they played. You got the 41-40 Notre Dame game on the road. Then their next game on the road was 45-42 at Arkansas. And then their next game on the road was 49-25 LSU, but they were down at half. So I mean, they're kind of not the same team on the road, but like I've been saying all year, speed kills with this team. This team is fast.
Yeah.
They got it, dude.
They're kind of
They win all 3 phases too.
kind of a little Georgia-esque in the second half with freaking just getting it done, like finding ways to win. From Texas' side, I love it. I love it, Kite. I think you're coming home with a win. I mean, defense, like you said, that's what I kind of had in my mind, all the defensive ways of keeping them. Like, Marcel Reed's got to get out of the pocket if he wants to win this game. I mean, I think Georgia's defense is going to come in. A big thing that they're good on, that you keep touching on week after week, is third downs. Texas gets off the field. So, I mean, they got to strive in that. Their offense is going to have to pound the football, win the time of possession to keep that offense off the field. And let's go, Arch. This is your game.
Let's go, baby. They got to do it. They got to do it.
Hey, listen,
Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, no, you go, Walsh. It's your turn, baby.
Yeah, I think Texas could come out with this win. I mean, one big thing for me is clock management. You got to keep Marcel Reed off the field. They want to score. They want to score fast. That's how it is. Another matchup for me that I like is Texas O-line versus Aggies D-line. The Texas O-line right here, Coach, he's going to like this one. They kind of look like the nice guys these past couple weeks. Kind of look like the nice guys a little bit. Not really winning one-on-ones.
There you
Not
go.
holding on the blocks too long. Like they're not really they're not looking good, dude. Not giving Arch
Walsh,
enough time.
Walsh,
I think
I don't like the nice guys, man.
no, exactly. They kind of do look like the nice guys. Is that a fair assessment, Kite?
Yes, I would say that, definitely.
That is a very fair assessment, dude.
Yeah. So I think if they win their one-on-ones up front, I think because Texas A&M's front seven is dangerous.
Yeah.
They win their one-on-ones up front, give Arch enough time to get rid of the ball. I think they have a shot of winning. I'm going to go with the Horns, though.
Yeah!
Hook 'em, baby. Hook 'em.
Hey, listen, I think the biggest thing Texas has going for them. I mean, let's just look at this. Like we talked about the home and away. At Texas's away games, loss at Ohio State in an ugly showing right there offensively for the Longhorns. At Florida, loss. At Kentucky, a 16-13 win. At Mississippi State, a 45-38 overtime win. At Georgia, destroyed. So the good thing for Texas is this is home. They play a lot better in the state of Texas. They got the win over Oklahoma in the state of Texas with that banged up John Mateer, but good thing for Texas that he was.
What a crybaby. What an excuse,
good thing they won.
I want to
That's all I'm
throw
gonna
up
say.
when you say that.
You knew it was coming.
You know it was coming, Coach.
Where's
Come
the
on, man.
Excalibur?
It's just the way it is, man. You just gotta do it.
Excalibur's right here.
Hey, listen, man.
Coach, one last thing, Coach Kite.
Interceptions too, by the way. I never took them off.
That's
Coach,
right,
one
baby.
last
And
thing.
if they win, they might have a chance to make it.
Let's
We'll
be
send you a
honest, do they?
postcard
I
from
don't
Oklahoma,
think they
baby.
do.
We're playing our home game, baby.
From Norman.
Woo!
It'll be a nosedive in Norman.
Coach, one last
Everybody
thing.
does that, by the way, Z. What's with that?
What?
Every SEC team that plays Texas does horns down. Can you guys come
Yeah,
up
because
with your
whenever
own
Texas
thing for
comes to you, they
Oklahoma?
suck.
It's a joke.
Whenever they come to your stadium,
It's
they suck.
it's the most friggin' unoriginal thing I've ever seen.
Nah. Here we go, baby. Next game on the docket.
Come on,
The
man.
game. The game. Finally, how about this? Finally, we get to talk about Ohio State playing a game that means something. This is a joke. I mean, a joke with their schedule. It's disgusting that we're even talking. And it's how many weeks have we done this show? 13 times. And it's the first time we really, I mean, besides the Texas game,
Besides
I
the
think we
Texas
talked
game,
about
yeah.
it. This is the only time we talk about them. They're
Yeah.
not playing Rutgers anymore. They're playing Michigan. All right, so you got the Buckeyes, 11-0. They're talented, all this stuff. We always talk about a lot of stuff with them. I mean, they played Texas, and I think that we can all agree the only time they played Texas back then, Texas was not the same team they've grown into. Arch looked like a shell of himself early on in his starts. I mean, could it have been a little bit of the Ohio State defense? I guess we're going to find out what this team is made of. But Michigan, I mean, you got to give Michigan credit. On the road, traveling to Oklahoma to play, lost a tight game against Oklahoma, but they did it. I mean, they did that too. I mean, Ohio State hosting the Longhorns, so you got to give these teams credit early on playing these games. But I mean, I guess I don't know how the Big Ten does their scheduling, but you got to have some of these top teams play each other every year. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how.
Coach, like Kite said, like Kite went a couple shows back, they should just put him on one side of either
Yeah.
it has to come to this.
I don't know about that. I want them to play.
I mean,
but you want the two best teams in the championship. It's kind of what you want to see when
That's
you're
fine.
playing.
They could play a second time, just
Yeah.
like a lot of these other teams are going to play. Alabama might play Georgia again. Like Texas Tech's going to play BYU a second time.
Yeah, I
Texas
understand.
A&M loses, Bama's in it.
But I don't want to see the teams all on the same side of the bracket. And
yeah,
then you
I
have
know. I
some-
get where you're coming from.
You know, from the other side, where you have if you had Ohio State, Michigan, and you had Iowa and Oregon all on the same side of the bracket. Somebody's going to win that and then blow out USC or something vice versa. I don't know how you
USC, Penn State, like they listen. They just all don't play. They play but Penn State's got the toughest schedule in the whole Big Ten.
Oh, by far.
No.
It's not even close.
No,
Wisconsin.
The
I think
toughest
it's Wisconsin.
schedule. Well, have you seen Wisconsin's schedule?
I think it's
Oh yeah, no,
Wisconsin.
there's
Wisconsin's schedule is, I couldn't believe it. I was checking it out when I talked about like strength of schedule rank for these teams. Wisconsin's schedule is like brutal, which everybody came out when they decided to keep their coach and what's his name?
I know you're talking.
Was that Mel? I mean,
I don't know his name. I know you're
I
talking
forget
about
his name,
Wisconsin.
but he was the guy who was at Cincinnati. I mean, they came out and they showed confidence in him. They said he was not going anywhere, but their schedule is absolutely brutal. I mean, the games that they had to play, ready? And once you get out of the cupcakes in the beginning, lost at Alabama. They lost to Maryland, lost to Michigan, lost to Oregon, lost to Washington, lost to Indiana, lost to Illinois. They played 7 ranked teams, and they're down as having the number one strength of schedule rank in the country is Wisconsin. So you got to give them that. So
I just remember
looking at
looking at all the ranked teams. Go ahead,
What's
Coach.
up?
I just remember looking at all the ranked teams in the beginning of the year, like the top of the thing. And it was like out of the Big Ten, I'm like, because Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Georgia, I was looking at the Big Ten schools, and it was like Oregon plays Indiana. Obviously, no one really thought Indiana was what they think of them now in the beginning of the season. But it was like, man, tip your cap to Michigan and Ohio State for going and seeking out Oklahoma and Texas in the beginning of the year. And then the rest of them, other than Penn State, and I'm talking about just like the top-ranked Big Ten schools in the beginning of the year, other than Penn State, no one was looking to go just make a resume for themselves. You know what I mean? And we'll circle back to this again. But my thing is, now in the age of the way NIL and the portal have drastically changed things, you have to turn around and say these preseason rankings that Indiana and Oregon specifically, no offense, Maul, have kind of rested their laurels on, they have to go by the wayside. I wouldn't be opposed to holding off ranking these teams because, let's be honest, the roster is 100% different. It's going to be different next year for the majority of teams. Do not rank them until 5-6 games into the year.
Yeah.
And then they can't sit back and go, oh, well, we were the number one team and we only played nobody, but we were undefeated and you ranked us number one in the beginning of the year. So how far can you? No. Don't rank anybody. Let's see what's what, and then let's go from there. I don't know.
Yeah. No, listen,
Yeah.
I mean, We'll find out of this game with Michigan. I mean, Michigan is a tough football team. You know,
They
their
won the last
quarterback-
4.
Yeah, they're on a winning streak. Their quarterback has matured a lot. I mean, I remember we sat there and watched him against Oklahoma. The kid was just not ready for the big time right there. He was a little bit gun shy with the Oklahoma defense, but he has grown. He has grown. And listen, they are playing at Michigan. And we all know, we watched this game. We know the hatred in this game between these two teams. I was watching a video of Michigan last year going through the tunnel and coming out into Ohio State with all the red with the Michigan flag waving, and it had this song playing in the background. It was awesome to listen to. If you can find that tape, I think you should try to find it. But again, this is going to be a big-time game, and it's going to, again, here we go now. Say if Michigan wins this game, boys, they are what?
They're 2-loss teams.
They're
Yeah.
10-2.
One conference
Ohio
loss.
State.
One conference loss.
Yeah, I know. So here we go again. That's what I'm bringing.
Better
bringing up.
resume than Oregon.
This 10-2. You know.
Better resume than Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a
And
win
now
over
here we go.
Ohio
Now
State,
we'll-
they have a better resume than Oregon.
Anybody else? Anything else on this game?
I think Ohio State's gonna win it.
Yeah. For Ohio State, I think the middle linebackers, they have two of the best middle linebackers in the country, in Sonny Styles and Alva Reese. I think they're just going to get after Bryce Underwood all day. And I don't think it's really going to be – I mean, I hope it's close, but, dude, I don't know. I think this Ohio State team is just very good.
I just think last thing, again, Z, you and I watched Michigan against Oklahoma. Since the Oklahoma game, they've kind of taken a cue from Arbuckle and Mateer, and you just see the quarterback is kind of they got to let the quarterback loose. They got to let him do his thing. They got to let him make some plays.
I agree with you 100%, but you got to remember one thing. Last year, who was the national champion?
Yeah.
And who did they lose to?
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
4 years. Oh, is it 4 years in a row they've lost to them?
Yeah.
So
Hey, there's some
you know
some people out
Has
there.
Ryan Day beaten Michigan? We're not
Once.
Yeah. So
There's some
first year
people
there.
out there in Ohio State that would trade that ring for a win over Michigan. I know
Yeah,
that.
You're
listen,
100%
That's
right.
true. Yeah, I was thinking about that today. That's crazy.
listen, it's tough when you win, if you win, a championship and you don't beat your rival, it's a little tainted, you would think sometime, So, I mean, hey, listen, let's just see. I just think it's going to be a great game. I'm just excited. I'll probably be from right now till that point. What's that, about, 12, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock when that's over? I'll probably be about 15 pounds heavier, throughout the weekend, depending on what we do with watching these games on Saturday and where we go to watch them, because we got to go somewhere to watch a lot of these games. So I'll definitely be pushing about 15 pounds more than I am right now.
Especially with the Z family Thanksgiving.
Oh my God, dude! If I showed you
the embarrassment of food.
dude, I just spent $200 on the antipasto stuff that I got to put together.
There we go.
It is going to be a thing of beauty. There's a lot of food coming there. 30 people, and we will feast. All right, next big game on the docket, man. It's a big game in the ACC. I don't know. I just don't know how to take this team, but again, number 13, 9-2, Miami Hurricanes at 8-3, Pitt Panthers. So I know we're talking about
And they both lose.
this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah, right.
Pitt gets run over by Notre Dame. It was embarrassing, all that kind of stuff. Then they show up in Atlanta and spank Georgia Tech.
Coach, can I say something real quick?
Go, baby.
Of course.
I think you're the only person in America that week leading up to the Notre Dame game that was in Pat Narduzzi's corner. I really think you were, because he comes out and he says, I don't care if we lose by 100. And you guys are sitting here on the podcast, mauling kites like, dude, this guy sucks. Like, how does the coach come out and say that? Coach Z's sitting here like, well, he's been around for a long time. I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, like, this guy just came out and says he's going to lose by 100. They come out the next week and they just, take the floor. They just mop the floor with, and you did the same thing with Kalen DeBoer earlier in the season. Everybody was low on him, and you're sitting here saying, no, this guy's a good coach, and then they go on. Like, Coach, I don't know. Are you friends with these guys?
It's a network.
Contact? No, you just got to listen. You got to look at these guys. I mean, I've seen Narduzzi back since he was a D coordinator at Michigan.
No, he's been around for a long time. You're right.
His defense at Michigan State was one of the forefronts with the 4-2-5 defense early on. I mean, he's been around a long time. Was he doing a little Jedi mind trick, trying to get a little state outside? I don't know what he was trying to do with his team.
I don't think it was a Jedi
what?
mind trick. I think he knew. I think Narduzzi knew his team didn't have the snowball's chance in hell of beating Notre Dame, and he wanted to minimize a little bit of the a damage control.
He
So
took it
yeah,
off the
we don't
kids.
need this. We don't need
He
this.
took
win.
it off the kids' shoulders.
Yep.
Mhm.
Because they were going to go out and get their noses rubbed in it, and
Yeah.
it is
Which
what
they
it is.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen, now you have Pitt Panthers coming back home after beating, thoroughly putting some points on the board against Georgia Tech. Now they're coming back home to face the Hurricanes. Now the Hurricanes are sitting here looking. Now what are they thinking? I don't know what the state is with Miami and what they. I just don't know which team is going to show up. I mean, they have some big time wins. They also have some horrible losses. So Miami is traveling up to Pitt. Now you have a warm weather team going up to face the shitty weather up in Pitt right now. Let's be honest, it's not going to be pretty up there. There'll probably be some snow on the
Heinz
ground.
Field.
It'll probably be cold. It'll be a little wet and cold. And now you're going to have these guys from Miami coming up there. What Carson Beck is going to show up? What Miami team is going to show up? And I don't know. I want to see. Listen, if Miami comes out and spanks Pitt, I'm going to give Mario Cristobal and say, listen, dude, I believe in you now. When you can play a cold weather team and you could spank them, and this team is hot right now. Miami is just thinking. In my opinion, Pitt is thinking, hey, coach said we'll just lose to Notre Dame. We did. It's no problem. We knew we weren't really ready for that. We're trying to win the ACC. And boom, now they're saying, oh, coach set us up perfectly for what our goal is. And guess what? They are right now.
Two thoughts on that. Okay. In terms of winning the conference championship, if your goal in life is to win the ACC, good for you.
Yeah.
I really think that beating Notre Dame would have made a better case for putting them in the playoffs, right? So
100%.
So I'll put a pin in that. In regards to Miami, I just feel like this. And again, who am I? I'm nobody. If you are going to play Miami right now, I am going to defensively, I'm going to game plan to stop the run at all costs. The bright lights are going to be on Carson Beck. And in the ACC, in some of these games, the lights have not been as bright as they are when you are the quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs and you're playing for potentially a national championship. But now that we get towards the end of the year, the lights are getting brighter and brighter on Carson Beck. So if they can find a way to shut down the run and you can put the whole game offensively on Carson Beck's shoulders and you can score a couple of points, I think that they have a good chance against Miami because I genuinely feel like when the game is on the line, Carson Beck is the guy
not going to deliver
last year.
He's not going to deliver.
Yeah,
I think they have to get the ball into Macali Tony's hands like at all costs. Dude, that guy's electric.
He was playing high school football last year, dude.
Isn't he? He's 17, right? Isn't he?
It's wild.
Didn't he reclass a year to go up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Talk about a dude.
I know. I just listen. I just listen. Think about this now. Now Miami wins this game again. What they're expected to win it, but you never know what can happen. Miami now is what 10-2.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is part of the whole juggernaut going on over here. All right, next game coming up on the docket here. Here we go. Number 7, 10-1 Oregon Ducks are at the 8-3 Washington Huskies. And I'm going to probably say one thing. I don't even know. I'm just going to guess. It's going to be raining. Anybody want to guess that, Rain? It's probably going to be raining.
Yeah,
could be.
Because that's all it does in the Pacific Northwest is rain.
Yeah.
And
In November.
yeah,
That's
it's
all
going to
it
be
does.
cloudy,
It rains
it's gonna
every
be
day.
raining, probably some snow mixed in there. So it's going to be an ugly game. I mean, Ivan Wiley, guys, we haven't really touched too much on the Huskies this year. We haven't really talked about them, I think, much at all. They're 8-3 right now. They're 8-3, and then they're you got to give them credit for their record. But the Ducks, I mean, a lot riding on this game for the Ducks. What do you think, Malt?
So it's a revenge game from 2023 where they ended our season and beat us twice at the end of the year. I mean, they come in. Washington's record since 2022 at home is 24-1. Oregon holds the longest FBS road victory with 10. I mean, I think Washington's better than their record. They had a couple tough losses. I think they're deserving to be a ranked team. That kid Desmond Williams, if he is a pretty talented quarterback. But this better be a landslide. I don't even want to. I'm tired of sitting there stressing about a game against a team that should not even be on the field. So they should go out there. If you ask me,
Agree, coach.
Like
You have to do that, Maul, because let's face it, Oregon is not that. They're not what you think they are. Dude.
They are.
I wish
They are. They are the best. They're the most balanced team in college football, offensive wise, if you ask me. They got the best running back trio in college football. I mean, they're top 5 ranked defense. They got the number 3 ranked defense. They got to just come out.
Freshman corner stud.
And then it's just smash mouth football in freaking playoffs. Let's go, baby.
Hey, listen. I mean, looking at some of the stuff with right now with Washington's schedule. I mean, they got losses. So a 24-6 loss to Ohio State. They got a loss to Michigan at Michigan. The loss to Ohio State was home for them, and then they got upset by Wisconsin back. Who Wisconsin has played a tough schedule.
All their 3 losses are in the conference, so it's not like they're losing to some.
They're done. They're irrelevant. Their whole season is just going to be trying to play spoiler for Oregon.
Trying to beat Oregon, yeah.
I mean, listen, and this is what it comes down to nowadays, guys. They're in a bowl game right now, and they're going to be playing a rival team for them. And you know what? They have a chance to put a hurt on Oregon and kind of hurt their chances. And guess what happens if they beat Oregon? What is Oregon's record?
10-2.
10-2. All right.
Oregon, to me, Oregon's gone if they lose this game. Because they just, in terms of bad losses and good wins, they can't hang with the other teams that are in contention right now.
It's just one bad loss, though.
This is not a bad loss when you lose to a team that has 8 wins, Coach.
They're a lame duck team.
It would just be one bad loss.
The pun. And Oregon does not have their hang your hat wins are a squeaker against Iowa and a win over USC when every other team that's going to be on the cusp has some very good wins.
Yeah, but they're already ranked pretty high. They're already ranked
because of the preseason. Because of the preseason. That's why they're ranked this high.
Yeah, but I mean, you can only look at their only loss is to the number 2 team.
Number 1 ranked team last year. 5.
They won the wins. Did they win? What did they finish in the Big Ten last year, Mark?
They won. Didn't they win?
They were the champs.
Yeah, they
beat Penn State, and then they got mopped by Ohio State.
Yeah,
but they beat them in the regular season.
Yeah.
Hard to beat
so,
that.
I mean,
team.
that's the stuff. Again, it's going to create a big issue right there. All right, next game coming up, baby. The battle in Tennessee. Here we go, Walsh. You ready for this one?
Let's do it, baby. Number 14, Vandy.
You're up, Walsh. You tell us about it.
Let's do it. Number 14, Vandy travels to number 20, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Neyland Stadium, 3:30 kickoff.
Rocky Top.
Best atmosphere in college football. I'm just going to say that right now. Coach Z, have you been to a game at Neyland Stadium?
I didn't go to a game. I actually just went to see the stadium when I was in.
I got to go to a game there. But, dude, the best atmosphere in college football. So here's what we're going to do a little comparison here. Pavia to Aguilar. Pavia, 2,440 yards on the season, 21 TDs, 5 INTs, 7 rushing TDs. Aguilar, 3,145 yards, 23 TDs. This is what kills us. 10 INTs. We can't have it. 3 rushing TDs. Some of my key takeaways is Aguilar just can't turn the ball over. I mean, you've seen it in the Alabama game. 2nd and goal, dude, throws a 100-yard pick 6. I mean, and we got to keep Pavia in the pocket. Those are my 2 takeaways to win the game.
Good luck with that.
I also like to see Tennessee's D-line versus Vandy's O-line. I know Vandy's got a really good O-line, and Tennessee's front 7 is okay, but I want to see what they can do.
Hold on. Walsh, they're okay?
No, I'm saying Vandy's O-line is very good. Tennessee's D-line is good.
Tennessee's defense in all sucks.
It's terrible. Yeah.
They are the
I said they're okay.
offense.
Coach, I got to give some credit to my team here. I mean, I can't come out here and say they suck. I mean, they're right. They're ranked among the worst in college football. Yes. But
that means they suck. Yes.
But yeah. All right. What do you want me to come on the podcast and say my team sucks? I can't do that.
You ain't getting away with nothing on here.
Yeah.
Now,
they're a shootout team. I mean, Heupel just plays the whole.
I mean, Heupel's just going to dial some stuff up, and they're probably going to score 30 points. But how much is Vandy going to score? 35?
This is my only
both
concern.
teams might hit 50 in this game.
That's what I'm saying.
Wild shootout.
You know the under over in this game, Malt?
I think it's 120.
Yeah.
Bet it.
If you ask
Might be
me,
the over.
I think the better defense is going to win this game, so I'm going to go out on a limb and take Vandy. But
Yeah,
that
you also
Berkeley
took
last
you also took Florida last week, and we saw what happened. So
yeah, so
Dude, I'll tell you one.
I
This
got
is
a
my
better
only
defense
concern.
back.
I think Tennessee's offense is unreal, and they're
yeah,
and
it's
they're
right.
and
Yeah,
they score a lot of points, and
they
he's
score
very
fast.
good- He's very good at scheming against other teams' defenses, but
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, dude. The one thing, and this isn't a great. Oklahoma's defense is awesome, right? I'm not a homer. I
Yeah.
can say
they're
that.
right. They're arguably the best defense in college football.
So my point is this, though. There was a couple things like RPO, like 20 personnel RPO type
Yeah.
stuff, where Aguilar flashes the running back, and like they don't lock up the backside of it.
Yeah.
And Venables brought some pressures. He got hit right in the back, and they weren't even accounting for.
Well, that's what I
don't
said too. I got
understand.
here. They got David Sanders, 5-star freshman tackle starting. Like they have very young guys up front, so like they're inexperienced up front. Definitely,
There's some bad mistakes, dude.
There's they're not
Vandy's-
they're ranked among the best in college football. Like, am I gonna sit here and say like, dude, they have great players in great positions. Like
They
up
do.
front, are they not? Are they good? I don't know. Compared to some teams, probably not. They have a very good quarterback. They have a solid running game, and that's how they go out. And honestly, they haven't. I'm gonna say I'm a Tennessee fan. They haven't won a big game yet, so they need to win this game to even make an argument for the college football.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Hey, listen, man.
one.
Hey, they are. I mean, listen, they have holes on their offense. I think every team has a little bit of holes.
Yeah,
We talk about freshmen. Oklahoma's starting 3 freshmen on the O-line. Texas is starting multiple freshmen on the O-line. I mean, nowadays, you can't stockpile people because people are paying the money to take away from you.
Yeah,
And
this kid
you know
David
what?
Sanders walking around $100,000 chain on his neck. Like, I mean, like guys driving a $200,000 car, they're getting paid $5 million.
Oregon is paying anybody to take anybody's.
Oh yeah,
We know how it's working over there.
they got 5 stars up
stars.
and down the roster.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm just saying, Tennessee, this game, I see, like I said, we all agreed on it. I think it
Like
has
I said,
shootout over it. The
Just
over
the
and under
final.
is 65. I mean, that's a high
Take the
over
over.
and under. So, and I think I would go with the over on that one. I mean, Rocky Top is going to be a crazy game.
Got to keep Bobby in the pocket. Can't let him
It is a
extend plays.
3:30 game on Saturday. It should be an awesome game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good one.
I'm looking forward to another game that I'm telling you, I think we all are looking forward to all these games. But again, like once again here, if just think about this one now. If Vanderbilt, could win this game, right? Should win this
Vanderbilt's
game.
good.
Right? That puts Vanderbilt.
Come on, Walt.
That puts Vanderbilt at 10-2.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt at 10-2.
And if we lose, what, 7-4? Like,
yeah, you guys will be 8-3, 8-4 if you
8-4.
lose.
yeah,
You know, which listen, you got to get the defense. I mean, I listen. I
yeah,
lived
you
that
got to go out and
years
recruit
in
some
Oklahoma.
guys, get some guys in the portal this year. Got it.
Yep.
I'm gonna say something crazy, dude. There's definitely an argument to be made for Pavia to win the Heisman.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Anything Vanderbilt does is on Pavia standing. To me, Pavia is the college football's Jimmy Leblow. He stands
Yeah,
on
literally.
his head and does wild stuff to win games. It's
Yep.
awesome.
He's got Johnny Manziel on the sidelines wearing his jersey. I mean, like, it doesn't get much better than that.
Without a
All
doubt.
right, last 2 games we're going to hit real quick. We got the Crimson Tide traveling to Auburn to play in the Iron Bowl against the Tigers. Now, I've never seen a game that more people are picking Auburn to win this game than anybody. Auburn has, I think they have more losses by like 1 possession or
By the
1
refs.
score than
Yeah,
anybody in the country. So
By the refs.
Auburn is a good football team. I think they've gotten a little bit better since they've gotten rid of their coach, but they have lost some heartbreaking games. Every game they've lost, 24-17 to Boomer, 16-10 to A&M, 20-10 to Georgia, 23-17 to Mizzou, 10-3 to Kentucky, which is a bad loss, 45-38 to Vandy. So Auburn has some tight losses. I think they're a good football team. I really do. I just think they've had some real tight losses. But in my opinion, I think they can beat anybody on their schedule. They've shown that with the scores. So this could be a win and could put Alabama, who has more ranked wins than anybody out of the college football playoff.
Crazy.
It's wild.
Coach, one matchup that I like in this game is Auburn's run game versus Alabama's run defense. Alabama's run defense has struggled a lot this year, dude.
Very shoddy on the Alabama defense.
Yeah.
Alabama, I think, they got to come out and they got to.
I think when the bright lights come on and Ty Simpson's back there playing quarterback, I don't know. I can't see Alabama losing this game.
Listen, one rumor going around, and I can see it. If Alabama loses this game, I could see the one thing happening: Kalen DeBoer going to Penn State. Just putting it out there. There's talk about it.
Why?
There's a lot of things going on about Kalen DeBoer.
Why?
Back-to-back years not making the playoffs.
If he doesn't make the year, this playoff again, there's going to be some rumblings there, and he might just say, "Fuck this." Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that. But I'm going to go to Penn State because supposedly that's a rumor going around. So I'm going to put it out there, and we'll see what happens. But if Alabama does win,
they ain't losing this game.
Two thoughts
are going to be 10-2.
Two thoughts on this. You ready? If Auburn gets rid of Hugh Freeze, right? What week was that? That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. He was too busy golfing.
Right? So how about this? You take Z. I'm not trying to throw stones here. If you take that friggin' Oklahoma game that there was bad officiating in, and they win that game, and then you take the Georgia game that there was bad officiating in, and they win that game, I get the loss to Kentucky. I get some of the bad losses. At my opinion, these are college kids. I feel like the weight of the season getting away from them started to wear on them a little bit. Obviously, the head coach getting fired and the interim guy coming in, all that stuff. If they never lost to Alabama and they never lost to Oklahoma, Hugh Freeze is not fired, and everybody's talking about Auburn in a very different way right now. So again, you know what I mean? And then just to touch on the Kalen DeBoer, you're going to leave Alabama to go to Penn State. I don't. That's.
I don't agree with that.
Whatever.
So listen, that's another good game. And then again, Alabama it could be 10-2. All right, last game we're going to talk about coming into this weekend. 7-4 LSU Tigers. A lot of controversy surrounding that program. What's going to happen? Supposedly, by the time this game comes around,
Kiffin's going to win the game and then go to LSU.
We should have, again, this is the next day after the Egg Bowl. There might be some info out there about what Lane Kiffin is going to do. Could he possibly get LSU? Could he be their head coach by the time this game comes around? Who knows? But all I know is the Tigers are traveling to Norman, to the Palace on the Prairie to face Boomer Sooner. Boomer Sooner is favorite in this game, double-digit favorite. They're number 8 in the country right now, 9-2, basically winning ugly. And I got to say, they're winning ugly, and they have basically just – and I mean, for me as a coach, I love the way they're winning games. They're grinding them out. They are making their defense is winning them games. Their offense is doing just enough to get over it to win the games. They don't have the firepower on offense. I 100% agree. They don't have the players that other teams have right now. They just don't have them on the offensive side of the ball. But Brett Venables has that defense humming.
Done a great job.
Plays them is seeing ghosts out there. So I don't know. I think LSU is going to start that backup quarterback. It's not going to be Nussmeier. I think he's been out for a while. So what's going to happen here? Who knows? I think the Sooners should be able to take it. But again, Oklahoma does win this game. They're favored to win this game. Oklahoma finishes up the season 10-2. So with that, boys, we have put ourselves – you guys anything to add about the Oklahoma-LSU game?
No, I think.
No, and I just think LSU has basically the only way they can win this game if they stop Mateer run game. That's all I'm going to leave you with.
Yeah. They got to put some points on the board.
Yeah, I mean they have a great linebacker core, but they kind of haven't showed up this year as much as I thought they would. But
LSU isn't going to get more than 5 first downs against Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean their offense can't move the ball.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So again, now what does that do? That puts a lot of teams at 10-2. Yep. We just talked about those scenarios happening. I mean, this week in the college football rankings and the AP poll, a little bit different. The major difference in the two polls is Malt. What is it, Malt?
how the hell is Oregon behind Texas Tech when they're ranked higher in the AP poll?
Well, again, my opinion of that is because if you look down the college football rankings, Texas Tech has wins over BYU and Utah, who are ranked in the top 15, and Oregon has one win over USC, who's ranked in the top 20, and that's it. So
No, but then why
probably
did they even rank them higher in the AP poll then? They should have just left them behind them.
Well, again, it doesn't matter. It's the AP poll along with this panel, and I don't know what the panel is using and all this stuff that they're using. Who the hell knows what the panel is doing? But right now, with the college football rankings the way they are, we are looking at Ohio State's at 1, Indiana's at 2, Texas A&M at 3, Georgia at 4, Texas Tech is at 5, Ole Miss is at 6, Oregon 7, Boomer is at 8, Notre Dame is at 9, Bama's at 10, and basically 10 is the number. You have to be in 10 or less in the college football playoff to make it, because what's going to happen is number 11 is probably going to be filled by the ACC
championship,
right? And number 12 is going to be filled by the Group of 5 champion, okay? Which at this time, I mean, it's looking like it's going to be possibly Tulane in that spot. Could possibly be James Madison. Not really sure how that's going to work out for those
That's
teams.
a joke, dude.
Listen, I think you got to allow. Listen,
then who would like?
In, you have to allow one of these teams that. But I think they should be ranked at least in the top 15 to get in there. I don't think you should take a team that's ranked 25.
Well, it's like Pitt right now, Coach. They won the ACC championship. They're not even ranked right now. What are they coming as, the 11th spot?
I think Pitt right now in the college football ranking.
Are they in the top 25 now?
And
back
the AP,
in?
they are sitting at 24.
Okay.
Okay, Pitt is sitting at 24.
I know they were unranked last week.
And I think that was, because of what happened in Notre Dame loss.
Yeah.
And I think because of what's going on in the ACC, we're going to see with Virginia, who really hasn't played a tough team at all yet. They're up there. Michigan, Vandy, Texas still with at 15. Are they going to take a 3-loss team if Texas beats Texas A&M? Who knows? Texas A&M most likely is in. If Texas beats them, Texas has a great resume now. Even though they have some bad losses.
I think you have to let.
They got one bad loss. They got one bad loss.
Yeah, and if they have a sloppy, what do you call it? The sloppy games against Kentucky and Mississippi State, that could cost Texas possibly from not getting that final spot. Because if you look at Texas if they win that game and they're playing against, they're going up against Miami as far as that last spot. Like Miami goes out in the first game, same as Texas. Miami schedules, a tough team and plays Notre Dame, and they beat them.
Yeah.
And now Notre Dame is sitting at number 9. So are they going to look at Texas and say, Notre Dame and Miami and say, well, we beat him. Miami beat Notre Dame, but Notre Dame feels like they're better now than Texas, than Miami. So that's like a conundrum right there with those two teams as far as that one of those last spots, if you guys know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Coach, we got to be cognizant of the time here, but.
I know there's nobody else coming live, so I think we can kind of go a little bit. So
okay.
Are we okay with that? I know he's there with us. Luker? Let's just keep going then. Hey, let's have some fun with it. We can always go back to stuff if we need to. I think
here's my thing, dude. As far as listen, Texas, the Florida loss is, if anything keeps them out, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, man, you get in football games, and I'll just speak on behalf of that, in regard to the SEC. Booger McFarland had a great quote. You want to know what it was? He goes, "This isn't a beauty pageant. You can't always judge."
Said we're good to go.
Yeah, you can't always judge how pretty things are. It's not a beauty pageant. In the SEC, you gotta judge. We're counting W's and we're counting L's. And again, you can sit there and you can say, this is a good loss, this is a bad loss, this is a good win, this is a bad win. But at the end of the day, Texas has 3 losses. It is what it is. I would love it if they snuck in with a win over Texas A&M. But you have to be honest. And these are coaches, athletic directors, media, etc., people that watch a lot of football. You cannot tell me that Tulane or
James Madison. James Madison.
You can't, dude. You can't sit there and keep some of these very good competitive teams out that have losses to very tough opponents out of it when you're letting some of these. It is what it is. You gotta be. It's the eyeball test.
Yeah. Well, the other
definitely.
part, the other thing is too, is I mean, I said, I guess Arizona State last year going into the playoffs and winning some games also gave a lot of credibility to the Big 12, because right now the Big 12 has 4 teams in this rankings. You know, they have some teams up there between Texas Tech, BYU, Utah. They have some teams up here, and you also have Arizona State up there too. So, and then I think Arizona is on the rank of being ranked too. So there's a lot of teams coming up in the Big 12 where, again, this goes back to everything like Oklahoma and Texas leaving the Big 12. If they're still in the Big 12 right now, then look how many teams would represent the Big 12 that are around.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy to think, but I always thought the Big 12 just didn't compare with the SEC because of I didn't think they played defense like the SEC does, and I didn't think teams scored. But again, nowadays, all these like things that we should think are all out the window because of the transfer portal and everybody getting paid.
And I agree with you.
You
I
know?
will say this though, and I'll go on the record. And again, I am biased, right? So take it for what it's worth. I think the only team that has a chance of a fighting chance out of that Texas Tech is the only team who I think is gonna go in there and make a dent against.
They're average, if you ask me.
But I'm just saying, Texas Tech, if you were to take them and magically in hypothetical world put them in the Big Ten this year, they have a good record. I think that.
Yeah, you're probably right.
If you were to put them in the SEC, they have a winning record. I genuinely believe that. Other than that, BYU, I root for them. They're fun to watch. Go ahead and put BYU's offense with friggin' Bear Brockmeyer up against any one of these SEC defense. The guy's not going to have 50 yards rushing. He's just not.
Yeah.
He's not getting a first down against Oklahoma. He's not getting a first down against Texas. He's getting killed against Georgia. It's just there is a different – honestly, it's kind of a two-horse race, man. And there's an outlier. You can have an outlier from the ACC. You can have an outlier from the Big 12. But at the end of the day, I feel like you got to allot for a few teams in the SEC and a few teams in the Big 10. And that's just – I feel like even if you're a casual fan watching from your couch, that's very apparent.
Yeah.
My biggest thing on this –
I mean, Texas Tech –
I think Notre Dame ruined it. That's why I think they need to get into a conference, because last year they showed that you could play nobody and you're just going to squeak in as long as you have wins and you have less losses than everyone else. It's not even about who you're playing.
But
look at their schedule.
What happened when they got in?
Yeah, no, they made
a run to the
good
Natty
football
Championship,
team.
and
They're
they
a
beat
good football
Georgia.
team. But you look
They're
at
good, dude. They
Texas,
shook the shit out of Texas A&M. In my opinion, they beat Texas A&M. Texas A&M is one of the scariest teams in the country right now.
Yeah, I know, but they lost. So then you look at their thing.
They're a holding call away from
their
winning.
Their best win is USC.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I get all the hate, which is fine. I'll take it on the chin. But their second best win is Pitt, which they beat the crap out of them, so that's fine. But they don't play. They got to get into a conference. If you
Agreed. Everybody feels that way. They'll never do it because of money. They have all of the friggin'. They're never going to do it. But I agree with you. That being said, you're making their resume for the playoffs, dude. I think the loss to Texas A&M is as much of a resume. Part of their resume as the two victories. They boat raced Pitt, dude. Notre Dame's a buzzsaw right now. If we're being honest, just watching games.
Dude, their running game is scary.
Team, so their only win was over a ranked USC.
You know what I would love to see here? And I know, Maud, I know the way you think. I would love to see this rankings, college football rankings, by Vegas and the bookies. I would love to see them do a ranking and see what it would come to. Because let's be honest, in all actuality, a lot of times, they're pretty much on with what teams. And if you see rankings, like I look at an easy thing, like you can look at the rankings of teams and what's going to happen if they played them. Like saying like Texas Tech, if Texas Tech played Texas, what would happen?
Exactly.
I think Texas would win.
I think Texas win.
What about Notre Dame? I think Texas beats Notre Dame.
So I don't know.
I think that's a close game.
That I'm not sure about. That I'm not
we'll
sure
find
about.
out, dude. They're gonna have a common opponent on Saturday, and we'll figure that out. But at the end of the day, the Texas Tech thing, honestly, and I'm gonna sound like a homer, I think Texas Tech would just get overwhelmed in some of these games against
Fifth? You're gonna put them
some
at
of the guys,
5?
some of the guys that are playing for some of these teams. It's just a different level, dude. It really
Well,
is.
that's the thing about Texas Tech has one loss, and again, their one loss is when they didn't have their starting quarterback at against Arizona State, and that is their only blemish, too. So I mean, you got to give them credit for that, and they are taking into consideration that is their only loss. So you got to look at that also. But I mean, again, I just think that with some of these games and what could happen with Vandy winning, with Michigan winning, with Miami winning, with these 2 lost teams, if we have so many teams, Texas winning, I don't know if you have all these other teams at 2 wins, at 2 losses, I don't think Texas is going to jump them.
No,
what Texas do is beat Texas A&M. They need Oklahoma to lose to LSU. They need Bama to lose to Auburn, and they need what do you call it?
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt to beat. Well, Vanderbilt beats either one of those teams. Going to be 2 losses, but either one, it's Vanderbilt or Tennessee. So if Tennessee beats Vanderbilt, they need that, or they need Michigan has 2 losses. So if they beat Ohio State, then you have them up there. But then they would also need, I think, a team like who else? The other team that I was thinking about, another team to lose their game that wasn't supposed to lose. But there's so many things that can happen. But I think the one thing that we look at is you got the 1 loss teams, the 2 loss teams, and the 3 loss teams. But I don't think a lot of people are taking into consideration. And just by looking at this poll, you can see it. Who are they playing? I mean, I think I look at Oklahoma. I'm a homer here. I mean, but they're a 2-loss team. Do they deserve to be the top-ranked 2-loss team? Right now, I say they have the resume to be there because they beat Bama, who was, I think, one of the top teams in the country, and all of us thought they could be up in the championship. But they beat Bama, who's 2 spots behind them, right? So I think they won that. Notre Dame.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, baby.
Before Oklahoma beat Alabama, dude, I was making an argument that Alabama was the best team in the country a couple weeks ago.
I think we all thought.
Yeah.
But what they were doing is other teams that they still beat those teams. But then Oklahoma, I knew they had a grind coming up. But I got to tip my hat. They've beaten all these teams, which I didn't think they were going to win at Tennessee. I thought that was going to be a friggin' almost impossible game to win for them.
Both their losses are good losses.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 losses they have, Ole Miss was listen, I know I make fun of it, Jared.
It's a rivalry game.
I mean,
dude.
they lost to Texas in one of the best rivalries in college football, and their quarterback probably played a little too soon. Is all I'm going to say with that.
Game against a good team they lost to. You got to throw that record out the window, and Ole Miss is awesome. So
they were trying to play catch up. You can't play catch up in the SEC.
Yeah.
Before Mateer got hurt, dude, they were being anointed. Like John Mateer was winning the Heisman until Jay Groeschel picked him to win the Heisman.
True.
My other biggest thing though too, like how you said, Z, how their Texas Tech's only loss is to Arizona State without their quarterback, but Oregon's only loss is to Indiana. So why? I don't understand how they're taking into consideration Texas Tech.
Because they don't have any other. They didn't beat anybody worth note, Maul.
But
I don't think USC is that. I don't think USC is that good.
Well, this is the question right here, and here's what I was saying before. Texas Tech beat BYU and Utah, right? My point of that is, who are they? How good are these teams?
Oregon would dog walk those teams. Dog walk.
Would they? That's what I want to say, Maul. But then last year, what is Arizona State comes in? And what's giving them credibility and giving the Big 12 credibility is what Arizona State did last year.
Yeah.
Coming in and
lost to
beating
unranked Arizona State, and Oregon lost to what were they? They were number 6.
I know, but
Indiana.
I agree with the loss. You win the point of their bad loss. Their loss is a good loss.
Yeah.
They don't have the resume with the wins. Is my argument to you. And
Yeah.
you can't really.
And that's what the playoff is looking at right now,
So
not the coaches.
They're not undefeated. And here's the thing too: if they won by the margin they lost by, if it was a close game and they won against Indiana, I'd be sitting here saying, "Listen, dude, you go undefeated in Power 4. Not every win is going to be pretty, dude. It's not a beauty contest. We're counting W's and we're counting L's." But they didn't. Their biggest, most game opponent on their schedule, they lost to at home. And so you're going to sit here and say you deserve to be number 5, number 6 in the playoffs and in the
they ranked Penn State number 2. Not my
Maul,
fault.
Penn State's horrible, dude.
It's
Penn
a whiteout, though.
Maul,
It is a
Penn
whiteout.
State's bad. Penn State's
They're
bad,
terrible.
Maul.
Terrible. We broke them, though.
I know. Listen, I understand, Molly, what you're saying about that. That was,
And
again, that's what a lot of teams can, like, hey, we beat this team. They were ranked when we beat them. You know, every team in the country can say that. And that's where that argument is kind of like, it's tough to say. I mean, I guess what I'm looking at with this committee is I think they're putting a lot of credit, giving a lot of credit to the Big 12 conference, which is it rightfully deserved? I think we're going to find out, you know, and we'll see how it goes with the playoffs. But the other thing that's going to happen with some of these teams is what the heck is going to happen if Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss after the Egg Bowl?
It's going to LSU.
I mean, is there a chance that this happens? Look at the North Texas team.
Supposedly,
they were almost in this
$90 million coach, $90 million paycheck, $25 million roster. I mean,
rumors
what
came
I've
out
heard is
today.
Ole Miss. I've
They
heard
bought
Ole
a
Miss
house.
is saying, Ole Miss has said, we'll match anything you get.
okay.
You know?
Well,
So, in my opinion, I'm sorry, dude. If I have all the resources at Ole Miss, and right now, I'm the god right there. I can't do any wrong.
Well,
why would you want to risk all of this to go to LSU, where if you don't win double digits, you're going to get fired?
Can I just be devil's advocate for a second?
Go.
If you sit back and you say, you look at the stadiums, right? Like all the things that you and I don't care about. I don't care about the uniforms. I don't care about the LSU Stadium is awesome. The atmosphere there in a game is awesome. Their rivalry games, they're going to get a budget to spend on talent, which I don't. Ole Miss could say they're going to match it till they're blue in the face. I don't think they're going to be able to match it. And then there's going to be there's the atmosphere. This is a major Power 4 school where Ole Miss has kind of gotten brought back to relevance by Lane Kiffin. LSU is an established perennial. They put more guys in the NFL than anybody else. The other thing I'll say is this. The last thing, Z, is from what I understand, they have this like wild game plan where Lane's going to get the head job. Ed Orgeron's going to come out of the bar and off the beach and put a shirt on and
be the D-line coach.
And we're going to have dude, from what I understand, if Lane signs on the dotted line, LSU is going to get shot out of a cannon in terms of recruit next year. I venture to say Trinidad Chambliss goes right with him next year.
Oh, 100%.
And they're going to be smoking teams.
His daughter already dates a star linebacker there, so I mean.
I'll tell you one thing about that, and I'll say it again too, which I haven't said this yet. Lane has had it all. USC head coach, Tennessee head coach. He knows what it's like to have it all. And you know,
Coach, that's my point right here. Yeah, go ahead.
Now he's at Ole Miss, and the thing he keeps saying, which is what leads me to believe he's gonna stay, is that he's happy.
Is he?
That's what he. Listen, he keeps saying he's happy. I mean, look at the difference, Jared. Like we know somebody coaching at Duke with Dave. He's happy where he is.
Yeah.
He could have chased the money to one of the biggest schools on this thing that we know, but he
could be undefeated.
And that's something to be said for your family and everything. So,
well, Zay, in regard to the Lane Kiffin thing, he had it all at USC. He left Tennessee to take his dream job, which was USC at the time. He's a Pete Carroll guy. That's well documented. He got hit with the sanctions of the Reggie Bush debacle and all that Pete Carroll left, exit stage left. That all got put in Lane's lap. And he's essentially got hit with like probably something close to a death penalty and started to lose and got fired on the tarmac. I don't think he ever would have left USC. if it wasn't for getting fired for inheriting a shit show that was left over by Pete Carroll. So I say all that to say it's like it isn't like he had it and he gave it up. He had it and it wasn't the ideal situation. And I think he's trying to get back to that. He can say everything he says. Like I see the hot yoga and the happiness. It is what it is, dude.
But let's be honest. You could say Tennessee, LSU job, big job. Being at Rocky Top in Tennessee, you can't tell me LSU is that much more of a big job than being at Tennessee. And he was there and he was fired. So that's my point of, all that stuff aside, I don't know, is money going to be a factor? I don't think it is when he's made as much as he has. And
he quit Tennessee. He quit Tennessee in the middle of the night. He didn't get fired there.
Middle of the night.
He left in the middle of the night. And left. They hate him there because
took his own crustable and left.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I forgot about that. But, I mean, my point is he's had the taste of it. I mean, right now he's sitting at number 4 or 5, in the rankings right now, 5, 6, wherever he is, right around that area. He could possibly take this team and win a national championship. Like, what else do you need? Yeah. What else do you need? We can't look at the fact of, we got LSU has this, Florida has that, Bama. Everything is different now because of the money.
Whistles, dude. It's just bells and whistles.
And the perfect example of all this is Indiana. Who the hell wanted to go to Indiana? And look what they are.
Kirk-Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point, Mal.
I want Indiana.
So, I mean, I think it's just like you could tell, listen, I could tell you the same thing. Like, when I'm coaching a brick, people tell me, if you can, would you want to go here? Would you want to go? No, I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to be here. Yeah. Like, I don't know if that's the way he feels. And now that he's there and he's looked upon as a god, does he want to leave?
Coach, I just got one. Yeah, whatever.
Go, baby.
Dude, he's gone on a multiple podcasts that I've seen, and he's talked about his whole coaching from coaching at Fresno State to where he's gone at Ole Miss. And he said, like, you got to find a place that you love that fits you. And, I mean, so that's my one thing that I think he will stay at Ole Miss because he's home. I mean, he's had the most success here. He's got a lot of good stuff in the portal going. And, I mean, like, you can leave and go to LSU, but, like, what if you're a bust? Like, what happens? Where do you go next? You stay at LSU?
Still get paid.
He's gonna make a lot of money.
No, when you have that much money, guys
money
don't
talks. And let's be honest, gun to your head. No one knows the future. You really think he's gonna be a bust? If he goes there, he gets that money. He has that budget.
I don't think he will be, but there. I mean, you never know.
Ed Orgeron's on the sideline, freaking out,
coaching D-line, drinking 16 Red Bulls.
But remember a couple things here. Nobody thought, and everybody thought Brian Kelly was going to kick ass there too, right? Everybody thought.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, when he left Notre Dame, I thought he was going to bring that offense down there and be unstoppable. I mean, I thought he was going to be.
He brought a Southern accent.
Yeah, I think the things that we saw with him with his dancing in that thing, and I mean, I was like, what is this guy doing? But then you look at Ed Orgeron has what could be the best football team in college football history when he wins a national championship. 2 years later, he's fired.
That's because Joe Brady was the coach of that team, and his headset was talking to nobody, and he's just a personality.
Well, again, Joe Brady. Where's Joe Brady right now?
He's coaching a very good NFL team.
I understand, but what is he doing right now? He's not doing much. So it all comes down to the players. Let's be honest. When you're playing quarterback and you got Joe Burrow throwing to friggin' Jamar Chase and friggin' Justin Jefferson, I think a lot of teams are going to be pretty good.
Brett Venables said in his post-game speech a couple weeks ago, Coach. Brett Venables said in his post-game speech after Alabama, not one coach needed to make a tackle, not one coach made a catch, not one coach made a touchdown. It was all about you guys.
I mean, listen, listen, I believe in the players and stuff, but I do believe I believe one thing I do really believe in, and I think, because of, again, with what we've done when we were coaching, defensive scheme can really, really, like, just level the playing field. When you got a good scheme and your scheme teams and you have coaches that know how to stop teams and know how to expose things, that is an easier way, I think, to get good than it is to have a good offense. I think because offense. I think offensively you need to have more better players, and I think Oklahoma is the perfect example of it, where they have probably pretty even players on both sides of the ball as far as their rankings and everything.
Just their scheme on defense is
but their
unbelievable.
scheme on defense is just so much better than what they're playing against. They're very good, and everybody's bought into what Venables is doing. And now all the stuff I follow, they just signed they have a committed 5-star running back coming in. They have all these guys coming in now because I think he's selling it on like, well, listen, I got the defense down, guys. Let's get some guys on offense here. And he's getting some of the top recruits that he's ever gotten and Oklahoma's ever gotten. So I'm looking at that point going, like, again, they better be able to pay the people too.
He ran the defense down in Clemson for years, dude, when they were unstoppable.
Listen, that's what Clemson won on national championship.
Now.
So, I mean, listen, we're going on. We're over a big time, so I don't think it matters much. But we're going to move on from all this stuff, and then next week is going to be a lot of fun dealing with what's going to happen after all this stuff and what may have happened already too. But we're getting into our pick'em, and I still got to get Kite. We got to find out. Your thing has to get updated here because I don't know what your records are right now, what you're sitting at. So make sure we get to.
I'm 10-8 right now.
What?
I'm 10-8.
Okay.
I'm terrible.
Okay, you are 10.
Get those steaks ready, Molt. Little Cajun ribeye action.
I'll pay for 20 of them.
I have my picks, Z. I tried doing it, dude. It didn't work. I have my picks. I have the dates. I have everything.
All right, so let's make sure when we do this, we can put this stuff down. But for me, I went 2-1 last week. I'm getting closer to 500 finally. I won with Texas over Arkansas. Even though Coach Kite couldn't back up his team, I backed him up for him. I
don't pick them because I don't bet with my heart. I bet with my brain.
Okay, so you have no faith.
I'm not gonna. I thought they were gonna win. I wasn't gonna pick the score.
All right, UCF 13.5 over Oklahoma State. I lost that one. SMU over Louisville. I won that one with the cover. This week I am going with Ole Miss minus 7.5 over Mississippi State. I'm going with Ole Miss. I'm going with Georgia minus 13.5 over Georgia Tech. I think Georgia is going to make a statement this game. I think Georgia's primed to make a run right now. And I'm going to go with Penn State minus 10.5 over Rutgers. I think the new quarterback at Penn State has really made a difference.
Okay.
I think they're playing good, and I'm going to go with that. Okay, Coach Kite, what do you got?
Last week I picked SMU over Louisville. I hit that. I picked BYU over Cincinnati. I crushed that. And I lost Houston. I took them over TCU, and I lost there. I was 2-1. Moving forward this week, I am going to take, for the first time this year, the Duke Blue Devils. They are 1.5. They are minus 1.5 over Wake Forest.
That's gonna be a good game.
I'm going to take the Florida Gators.
Yeah.
Are minus 1.5 over Florida State.
Let's go.
We're gonna see a little disparity in the conferences here.
They haven't won
the
since
Florida,
he got fired.
to me, since Napier's gone, Florida's a different dude.
Not last week.
Finally, put up or shut up. I'm taking the Oregon Ducks minus 6.5 over the Washington Huskies, and I got to tell you, Mal, if you let me down, you're not going to hear the end of it, dude.
It's a tough one, I'll tell you that. But all right, for me, I wore the sombrero last week. 0 for frickin' 3. Honestly, didn't have a chance in any of the games. Really didn't. Lost Florida, lost Georgia Tech, lost Buffalo. So this week, we're going with Alabama minus 5.5. We're going with Texas plus 2.5. Or Bama over Auburn. Sorry about that. Texas plus 2.5 over Texas A&M. And we're taking Florida minus 1.5. They haven't won a single game since Napier was fired. They've been playing tough. They cannot play in the third and fourth quarter. They have to come out and play in the second half. Flat out.
All right, one of the moneymakers, Malt.
All right, here we go. Same a little bit, same difference. We're going Bama minus 5.5. We're going to buy a point on Texas, make it 3.5. We're taking Florida money line and minus 1.5. And we're going to give out a nice parlay this week. Oregon money line, Bama money line, Florida money line. So Florida could kill me.
There you go.
All right.
They're winning.
Here we go now. We're going road runner of the week. This was close. It was a couple of really good performances. But I got to tip
I
my
can't
hat
wait
to
to
this
hear
guy.
this, by the way.
I got to tip my hat to this guy.
I've been waiting all week to hear this.
Yeah. I mean, this quarterback was just off the hook. He played really good. I got to give my props. He's looking really good. He's been carrying his team. Let's hear it for Diego Pavia of the Vanderbilt Commodores. Had a huge game.
Listen, your
33
integrity
for
is down the
39
toilet.
passing, 484 yards, 5 touchdowns, plus a rushing touchdown, and 60
not gonna happen
yards
this
rushing.
weekend.
Dude,
What an unbelievable game. The best game in college football by a quarterback last year.
I
Diego Pavia.
can't deal with it anymore, dude.
Unbelievable.
That's got to be like 15 stickers.
Zero.
Right? What do you think, Walsh? Unbelievable.
That's got to be like 15 stickers.
It's
at
unbelievable.
Maybe
What
20.
a dude that guy is.
Okay, cool. Good.
Why,
All right,
did
here we
somebody
go.
else play good?
Here we go. Headhunter of the week. Headhunter of the week. This guy with 6 total tackles, 5 first hit, 1 assisted, 3 tackles for a loss.
Z's such a shitum, dude.
And
Whoa, I can't hear what this guy's saying.
Sorry, go ahead.
Daryl Peterson, linebacker, Wisconsin.
All right.
How many tackles did he have, dude? I couldn't even hear you. Is that like 3 solo?
I know. We had
2
so many
Only
assisted?
screaming.
6. He had 6 tackles, 5 first hit, 1 assisted, 3 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, and 2
All right,
passes.
there we go.
All right, the fools of the week. The fools of the week. I mean, that's
Thanks for
cute.
the
What do we?
lead.
Where do we get? What do we get that on Etsy? Like, what?
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
baby.
The fools of the
All
week
over
this
the place.
week with 6 total TDs, 4 passing, 1 rushing, 18 for 30 passing for 389 yards and 0 INTs. The fools of the week this week is Arch Manning. How do you like that, Z?
I don't think that's how it goes.
That's gonna be how it goes. How about that?
Wow. Hey, that's fine, Coach.
That's
You
what
destroy
we're
your credibility.
Destroy my credibility. It was BYU until we're sitting here playing Homer games. So the fool of the week with
Homer.
4 passing, 1 rushing, 1 receiving TD, 389, 6 total TDs and 0 INTs. The fool of the week is Arch Manning.
That's right. He is a fool. I can say that.
Yep.
I agree with you 100%. But I got to say, I mean, I think Diego Pavia is I could call myself a homer because I picked Diego Pavia.
No, you're just
Coach,
going
see this,
anti.
Coach, this is how I'm a homer. See this thing right here? 2010. You see this? This is from 2004, back when I was
Nice.
an Oklahoma fan. This is back when
Nice.
you were a Penn State fan. Remember?
Nice.
I don't remember. Probably not. But all of a sudden, here we
Z,
go.
Z, see this thing right here? That's all
Yeah.
you need to worry about, dude.
And you can
That's
take
all
that.
You need to worry
Hey,
about.
you should
Remember
put that on when
earlier
you're
we
watching
were
Oklahoma in
talking
the playoffs this week.
Remember when we were talking about how some teams might rather have the win over their rival than be in the playoffs? You know what it's like, dude.
It's just
You
a
know
loser
what it's
mentality,
like.
man. It's
Hook
just
'em,
a
baby.
loser mentality.
Hook 'em, baby.
You'd rather have a win over your opponent than being in the playoffs.
I'm not saying me. I'm saying
can't
you,
believe
dude.
it.
That's like acid in
that's
your
a thing
mouth.
losers say,
It's
man.
like acid in your
Hey,
mouth.
it doesn't
dude.
matter if you win or lose. It's how you play the game. That's kind of like a loser. Walsh, come on, baby.
Coach, that's
guy.
not you, Coach. You're better than that.
Hey,
Well,
all I'm going to
listen.
say, Walsh, let me ask you this. You have
Step-
someone who has watched the show. When it comes to how bad of a homer and how bad of a whacker Z is when it comes to pro-Oklahoma and anti-Texas stuff, how bad is he,
Yeah,
dude?
Coach, it gets a little out of hand, Coach. I'm not going to lie.
It's a fun
Just a
part
little,
of the
just a
show,
little
man.
bit. Just
It's
a
a
little bit.
fun
But,
part of the
but you just
show.
got to root for your team. It's all love in the end of the day.
It is,
You
man.
got to, dude.
Listen, Texas is a very good football team, man.
Yeah.
And so listen, there's a lot of good teams out there. But you calling me a homer because I picked Diego Pavia for
Over
almost
Arch
going
Manning,
for
yes.
500
Over this
yards?
Listen. For this week, with those stats in that game, yes, dude. That was a whacker homer pick. Yes, it was.
I
It was
can't
an
believe
anti-Texas pick. Yes, it was.
again, he had more touchdowns than Arch Manning and more passing yards. So I don't know. I mean, I will look at it. Arch was a close second in my book, but I went with Diego because he had better stats.
You're entitled to it, so I'll just give
Yeah.
Arch his due when it's my turn. So
Let's
there
see.
we go.
Listen,
We're
if
good.
Arch, let's see if Arch. Listen, if Arch can win and put up some numbers this week, listen, I'll tip my hat to the guy, man. He's
I
finally.
doubt it.
Everybody thought he would play.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
winning.
Daddy, okay, all right. All right, boys. Listen, man. I think we went only about a half hour, 35 minutes over, but it was fun. We had a good time. We had our
Good one.
guest, Will Walsh, who will decide to probably join us whenever he can over the break. Walsh, you got to
Yeah.
open it.
Let's do it. How many more weeks, Coach? Are we going all the way till the end?
I
All the way
thought,
to
well,
the
we go
Natty?
until Coach Kites gets sick of me bashing the Longhorns.
Until
And-
Oregon loses, baby. They ain't
Ooh.
fucking losing.
This is what I want. Let me ask you this: when is the Pick'em challenge over?
I
This
know
week,
what we got to
regular
decide.
season?
Should we
Regular
say it's over regular season?
I think it should. I mean, let's be honest, because once we get into the playoffs, dude, and the bowl games, it's going to be pretty.
I said
We're
we
all
said
going to pick
regular
the
season.
same teams.
Right. So maybe this is the last week or not?
This is Z's last chance to catch me, dude. He's got to go 3-0.
Well, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens here. But good fun stuff. We'll definitely be enjoying those steaks. I'll tell you that much. No matter what happens, we'll definitely have a good time with that.
Get
so
ready,
everybody
Maul.
out there, want to thank you for tuning in over here.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving,
thank you,
everybody.
Guys.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
guys.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Guys, remember one thing. There is no such thing as overeating tomorrow. Enjoy it.